Everybody, it's Mama Two Wife of One. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel if you've been here before. For those who have not been here before, I'm a content creator, a social media influencer, a mommy, a wife. I'm also a writer, an editor, a public speaker, a published author. I do a little bit of a lot of stuff that have to do primarily with words and with communication. This video is a little different from other videos that I've done. Most of the time, I'm reviewing or recapping a show, or I'm talking about things that I like, or I'm giving pointers on like birthday parties or whatever. I am trying something new for the month of July that I wanted to share because I feel like if I do a video, then it'll force me to hold myself accountable, right? So, some of you, if you follow me on TikTok, you have seen my journey with health, particularly this week. So, let me rewind. 2 years ago, I started coughing, just having like a dry cough. And obviously, 2 years ago, 2022, we were still kind of at the height of COVID. But I took several tests, and fortunately, thank you, Jesus, I've never had COVID. I'm like, okay, that's not what this is. I must be sick. I don't get sick terribly often. I'm talking maybe twice a year, if that. I just don't typically get sick. But I noticed that the cough was center just in my throat, meaning I wasn't congested. I didn't have headaches. I didn't have body aches. I literally had no other symptoms but a dry cough that just, didn't really seem to go away. And I don't like going to the doctors. So I put off going to the doctors for a very long time. So finally, I was like, okay, let me go see a specialist, an ear, nose, and throat doctor. I saw one last year who diagnosed me with silent reflux, something I had never heard of a day in my life, and he gave me some medicine to take. And I took the medicine. I feel like the cough never really went away, but I wasn't coughing as much. And since it never really went away, I'm still coughing. It got worse probably over the past couple weeks to the point where my husband and my children were both very concerned, and they were like, "You need to go see another doctor." I went to a different ENT doctor last week. One of the worst experiences I've ever had with the doctor. He was extremely curt and dismissive. He talked while I was talking. He didn't seem overly concerned with what I really had to say. He didn't provide an environment where I felt even comfortable asking questions. And it was just a really bad experience. And I left his office, not even the whole building, but I left his office with him in tears. And I said it wasn't great. And of course, my husband was like, "No, you guys get a second opinion because he wasn't listening to you. So I can't believe what he says." Because he basically diagnosed me with acid reflux and provided me a medication that I have to take for 3 months. So while all this stuff is going on with the cough, I also am on my period. So I am on birth control because at one point my periods were lasting anywhere from 7 to 10 days. I was bleeding really heavily, became anemic because of it. And so the birth control has definitely helped the periods to not last as long. I'm not bleeding as much, though the past couple cycles, the bleeding has picked up a little bit. So in addition to me having the cough and being frustrated with the doctor, I was having stomach cramps, having back cramps, having a lot of headaches. And in addition to all of that, I also have a urinary tract infection, which I've had before. I had it in high school, so I knew what it was as soon as it started. And it got really, really bad on last Thursday night, to the point where I got up. First of all, I couldn't sleep. And if you've ever had a urinary tract infection, it basically feels like you always have to go to the bathroom, even if nothing's in there. But that feeling, that pressure of having to go to the bathroom, that pressure is like intensified to the point where it's almost painful. You definitely can't sleep. So for a solid hour, I was going to the bathroom every 5 to 7 minutes, and it was terrible. It felt awful. I got on my computer about 1 o'clock in the morning and made an emergency appointment to see a primary care person the next day. So I see the primary care person, and fortunately, he was a lot better than the ENT doctor I saw. He asked me questions. I called my husband so my husband could talk to him because my husband's whole thing is whenever he doesn't know what's going on, he just assumes everything leads to cancer. So this doctor wants me to get blood work. He wants me to see a pulmonologist. He wants me to do a sleep study. And he wants me to come back in 2 weeks to see if this acid reflux medication has helped at all. So I say all that to say that I want to do something different for the month of July in terms of my health. For the month of June, I did a Bible study challenge that was all about joy, which I appreciated and which I liked. And I was like, for July, I want to do something a little different. So I decided that I'm going to abstain from sugar for the month of July. Now, let me explain what sugar means for me. So when I say means for me, the things that I typically gravitate towards and the things that are harder for me to give up. Ice cream, cookies, candy, soda. I'm also not going to have, cakes, pies, donuts. I'm not going to have that stuff. I don't typically have access to those things, but for sure candy, for sure soda, and for sure ice cream. So I'm not going to have any of that for the month of July. And I also want to start taking vitamins. So I said I'm taking the birth control. I'm taking medication for acid reflux, and I'm taking medication for the UTI. The UTI medication is only for 7 days, so I'll be off of that soon. The acid reflux medication is for 3 months. In addition to that, I wanted to start taking vitamins. And I was specifically looking for vitamins A for Black women and B for women of a certain age. I am over 40, and I was curious to see which vitamins are recommended for women of my age, and then which vitamins do I feel like I really need. And fortunately, the vitamins that I ordered actually came today on the 1st. I get to actually start taking them today. So this is not a paid advertisement at all. I have no idea if these things work, but no one paid me for this. I bought these vitamins on my own. There's a company called Black Girl Vitamins, which already intrigued me. It came in this really cute bag, which I really like, and it says Black Girl Vitamins here, and I just love the black power fist at the bottom. So let's dive into what I got. They have a lot of, outside of these four that I bought, they have a lot of options on their website for other vitamins that I just didn't think met my current needs. So this is what I picked. And most of these are gummies except for one. I got some collagen. And let's see, the collagen is good for skin health, skin elasticity and hydration, joint health, and bone loss. I am getting older, so I feel like joint health is, probably a good thing to focus on. I feel like my skin is pretty good, but I know the older you get, the more your skin can sag, even though I'm a black woman and, we typically look a lot younger than we are. It couldn't hurt to have something for my skin. So I have the collagen here. This is lemon flavored, so these are gummies. I have vitamin D3. This is good for bone health, weight loss, depression, and heart disease. I do have mild depression, and I mainly got this for the weight loss and for heart disease. Outside of me being a plus size person, which I'm sure you can tell, I have a small head, but the rest of me is on the larger, not small side. But outside of me being plus size, I actually don't have any major health concerns other than this week of me having stuff. I've never had any issues with high blood pressure, any issues with my heart. I've never had, asthma, diabetes, high blood sugar. I've never had any of that stuff. But again, as I'm getting older, I need to start just doing different things, right? So I have the vitamin D3. I have omega 3. Now, I feel like I've taken vitamin D before, I've never taken collagen. Omega 3, this is the one that's actual pill that's not a gummy. I've never taken this before. I know that omega 3s are like fatty acids, like I guess the good kind of fat. And I know a lot of times it's found in fish. I don't like the taste of fish. I don't eat fish. So I was like, okay, I guess I'll get this. And this is good for reducing inflammation, boosting your immune system, high blood pressure, and ADHD. I don't have ADHD, but the rest of it is like, okay, I don't have those issues, but maybe this will make sure I continue to not have those issues. And the last one I got was probiotics, and this is for better digestion, immune function, and should help or should hopefully help in preventing colon cancer. So these are the four vitamins I got, and another vitamin that I want to get, I don't know if I want to get it yet in a pill form or a spray form, is magnesium. I've been seeing this TikTok videos, and obviously you can't believe everything on TikTok, but there's a TikTok video of people who are spraying magnesium on the bottom of their feet and rubbing it in, and it's supposed to help alleviate your alleviate or reduce your desire for sugar, but it's also supposed to be good for promoting a healthier sleep. And I feel like for the most part, I sleep okay, but last night I woke up at 4:30, 6:30, and 7:30. My alarm was not set until 8:30. So that was just one night, but I feel like, again, the older I get, the more I'm going to need that sleep. And also, I've been a lot tired, more tired through the day, which I don't typically. I'm typically pretty awake, and for some reason, I was yawning maybe at 6:30 today p.m. It's like I never do that. Why am I tired? No reason whatsoever. But magnesium is good for migraines, blood pressure, blood sugar, sleep, and possibly could help with menstrual cramps. Like I said, my period, the problem, at least from the doctor's perspective, was that I was bleeding too heavily and it was leading to me being anemic. So that's their main concern. My main concern is also my menstrual cramps. The younger version of me would have cramps for the first, maybe like a day or two before my cycle, and then the first 2 days of my cycle. This older version of me has cramps every single day. Maybe not for the entirety of the day, but every single day. So at least 3 times today, I've had really bad cramps. And if you are a woman out there, not all women are like this, but if you have back cramps, at least for me, I'm moving slower. I don't have as much energy. I definitely don't have motivation. I have to force myself to get up. So, like, I force myself to cook dinner because I'm like, my babies, if you see my TikTok, they've been gone for 8 days. So, this is their first night back in the house. Of course, I got to cook dinner for my children. So, I made myself do that. I made myself wash dishes and finish laundry. And of course, I took a meeting at work and I actually did work, but it took a lot out of me to do those things. It's probably why I was actually yawning 6:30 p.m. I don't have the energy. And the cramps for me, especially as I've gotten older, are not just in my stomach anymore. They're also in my back, which is a very new development that just started happening in my 40s. So again, no energy, and you're too tempted to just kind of lay down, curl up with a hot water bottle or a heating pad. And I don't have time to do that because I have things to do. And I'm glad that also helps with migraines. I don't get the stereotypical migraines. Like, I don't have a sensitivity to light or sound, but I get these headaches, which I currently have one now, that starts here and stays here and is super sharp, and then it travels down the back of my neck. I think that's called attention headaches. That may not necessarily be labeled a migraine, but it can be very debilitating. It's very exhausting. It doesn't help when you already have like a mild depression. When you're feeling bad, that mild depression kind of kicks in when you're just so exhausted and you're just feeling all of these feelings. And again, this week, health wise, it's been a lot of feeling everything all at once. And there was one day where literally I had cramps in my stomach, cramps in my back, the UTI was flaring up, and I was coughing all at the same time. It's like, why? And I was actually telling my girlfriend earlier, I was joking with her that my body, I think, is ADHD because it just likes to do, let's throw something else in there just for her. Oh, let's just toss something else in there. It can't focus on one ailment or one pain. It's like, let's just have a bunch of different things happening at once just for, just for fun. So, say all that to say that the month of July, I'm planning on starting to take these vitamins. I'm going to order some magnesium. I think most of these vitamins, the suggestion is to take them once or twice a day. The omega 3s suggested I need to take this with food, but I do have a little pill case, so I'm going to add these to my pill case. I'm going to start taking these, and I just want to see if there's any kind of difference in my body, any kind of difference with my energy. Do I feel better in any way, shape, or form? Do I feel nothing at all? So I'm hoping that I can be consistent with taking these and consistent with not having sugar. And my goal isn't necessarily to lose weight or anything like that. I literally just want to see if my body feels better, if I feel any kind of difference. So that's why I only got a 1 month supply of all of these vitamins. I didn't want to start a subscription just in case I don't like it or just in case I have an adverse effect to it. So I'm going to be chronicling my journey, not every single day, because I don't see me having significant changes in my body or my attitude every day. But I'm going to start today on July 1st. I plan on reporting back July 15th when I've been taking these for 2 weeks. And then I'll have a final video or report at the end of July, early August. I'm actually traveling on the 31st. So maybe July 30th, I'll do a final video just to explain what happens if I recommend these vitamins, if, I see any kind of change in my sleeping pattern and my physical body and my mental state. But yeah, I wanted to make this video again because I feel like if I put the video out and I publish it on my channel, even if only 2 or 3 of you watch the video, that's still going to make me hold myself accountable to say that I'm going to do this. I'm going to take these vitamins and I'm going to video my progress or not progress. So that's where I am right now. I know this wasn't a typical video for me, but I will have another video this week where I am doing a review and recap of the next episode of Bridgerton. So we'll go back to our regular scheduled program, but we just took a quick break to talk about something a little personal. And may do these again, just talking about things happening in my life, just to either encourage, inspire, entertain, bore you. Whatever you get out of it is what you get out of it. But that's all for today. Love you guys. Continue to, like, share, and subscribe my content. Subscribe to my channel rather. Follow me on TikTok, Mom of Two, Wife of One, 1922. And I post a lot on there. And you can also, well, actually, yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, TikTok, and like me here, subscribe to my channel, subscribe to my page, become a follower, do all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys soon. Peace.